And let's see. We're live. Hello, everybody. I see Lori and Ingrid and Ladybird's here. How's everybody doing? Oh, now they're all saying hi to each other. And David's here. Hi, David.
Oh, yes. David's also here.
Yeah. So you guys, I have a special guest today. What do you think of that?
Everything's turned the other way around, so I must lean this way.
Yeah, Ursula is learning how to do everything backwards in StreamYard. I think there's a way to mirror the screen, but I haven't figured it out yet.
Oh, no.
Hi,
have
David.
No idea.
Lady Bird says square. I know who square is.
My comments is this side. So if I'm looking this way, I'm looking at the comments.
Okay,
yes.
Good.
So hi, Ingrid, David, and Ladybird, Lisa.
And Kay's here as well, and Lorna. Hi, Lorna. She says, this is amazing. Hi, Julie. Hi,
Lorna,
Ursula.
yes.
Yeah, and Angela's here too. I'm gonna confess to all of you guys. I'm gonna be honest with you, which I usually am. I always am. I don't particularly like doing lives by myself. It gets very lonely. So I thought, well, let's call on a friend. Maybe a friend will come do my live with me. So everybody loves Ursula, me included. So here we are. So we've got Angela here.
Advertising this live.
And Jessica. Hi, Jessica. I've got your mom. And Jeanette, how are you? It's good to see you here too. And Vanessa, hello. God bless you all. Hi, Lorna. South Africa's in the house. She sure is.
Ingrid, South Africa is in the house.
It's wonderful. Isn't it amazing, the technology that we are able to do this? I think. I always try to wrap my brain around it. Hi, Michelle.
I know Lisa doesn't like lonely life, she says.
Yeah.
Because on her live, I was watching it, I think a replay, and she was asking people to come up, and it took a while, so.
Yeah. Rachel says, buenos dias, Julia and Ursula. Hello, Ingrid. You ladies look wonderful. Thank you. It's nice to see you, Rachel. Yeah, so I get lonely in lives. I like to have someone to talk to as well as you guys. It's nice to read all of your chats out loud and answer them, but it still feels a bit one-sided somehow. So I'm so happy that Ursula decided to join me today. So I hope everybody's doing well. What's everybody working on? Anybody got a new project they're working on or an old one? I have a couple old ones.
I am making, let me move. I'm making this blanket as a tutorial because when I showed in my giveaway, when I showed my blanket, that was the one that many people commented on and said, we want to know how to make it. Now, obviously, I haven't made a tutorial on it, but I am busy making a tutorial.
Now,
I love these squares. So.
Ursula, didn't you tell me once that your husband really loves that blanket? That's his favorite.
Exactly. That's his favorite. Yeah. This is my left hand, so I'm turning into a left tonight.
Yeah, we're going to be ambidextrous when we're done.
Just because everything's mirrored, so I'm going with my left hand tonight because I talk with my hands, and when I look at the screen, I'm talking with my right hand, and it's not on the screen, and it doesn't look like I'm talking.
Yeah. I just learned this little trick that we can click on our comments so everybody can see. So it's good to see you, Venezia. And Ladybird says, oh, my Monday panel lives. No one is keen. Oh, that's too bad.
Rachel is working on a baby diaper cover with ruffles. That should be interesting.
Yeah, I'll have to get to that comment. You're ahead of me on the comments.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. And Jeanette says, I can understand that. It's hard to do lives on Facebook, especially when no one talks back. Yeah, even when they do talk back, it's a little tricky. Oh, yeah. Darcy says, I'm knitting my first cardigan with latte cakes. Yum. That sounds nice, Darcy. What colors are you using? Well, I've had the hardest time with this. There we go. Michelle Wiley, a go for a faux hat. Is that like faux fur that you're working on with that, Michelle? Sherry's working on a divine hat and cowl set. Finished hat, working on the cowl. Oh, you finished the hat. Very nice. I love to see what everybody's working on. Chevron stitch blanket. Okay, here we are, working on a baby diaper cover with ruffles. Oh, that's going to be adorable. Do the babies wear ruffle bottoms in South Africa? So when their short dresses go up, you see their little ruffle bottoms?
Toweling nappies. Maybe.
Oh, yes, you guys say nappies.
Because, the lingo. Yes.
Yeah, we call diapers nappies.
Yes, well, I mean diapers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
but you understand nappy. You understand nappy.
Yeah, it's popular to put little ruffles on them, so they look pretty when their little dresses go up.
She's making a cover, which to me is like over the
diaper.
Is it but what kind of diaper? Rachel must say, what kind of diaper? Is it the diaper with that is a throwaway, or the one that is
not cloth, I hope.
Toweling. Cloth.
Yeah. Yeah, I would guess probably the former. Probably the throwaway kind.
Okay.
I would guess.
Okay.
Oh, Ingrid says they don't know what they're missing over at Ladybirds. Internet, I'm going to be rearranging all of my yarn and then starting some hot pads that someone ordered for me. I love to rearrange my yarn. I just rearranged it recently, and here I'm making this blanket with all my blue scraps, and then I was rearranging my yarn, and look, it's all blue. I replaced all of my blue scraps with more blue yarn. Not smart.
Jessica's favorite is shades of blue, so you're definitely in her good books.
Oh, there we go. I'm channeling a little Jessica there. All right, let's see what everybody else has to say. Venezia, I'm working to make a bandana step by step until the end, like a triangle bandana for my hair. Oh, I've heard of that. Yeah. Can you make a video of a bandana? That probably wouldn't be too hard if you did a corner to corner. You could probably do a little bandana. Yeah.
A bandana is a triangle? Is that a triangle? Or square? Folded in a triangle?
Well, when you wear it on your head like a scarf, you fold it so it's in a triangle shape and then tie it under your hair. So it's like this triangle on your head.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that's what she's talking about. Using the butter cookie colorway. New this season. Oh, I haven't seen it. Have you seen the butter cookie colorway? Sounds pretty. Is that
with our yarn, we often have to substitute in South Africa.
Right.
Whatever you have, we have to substitute.
Yeah.
We don't often get what you have.
Yeah.
In South Africa, you don't really say 3-weight, 4-weight, 5-weight. It's just double knit, Aran, chunky.
Yeah.
But I'm learning because I must convert so often that I now know that the double knit is 4-weight and then down, because I like thinner yarns, double and thinner.
Oh, yeah. And I like the thicker. But there can be a 4-weight yarn that's thick and a 4-weight yarn that's thin, and they're supposed to be the same, and they're not. So you have to be kind of careful.
They're not the same. Yes, they differ.
Yeah. So, my first latte cake yesterday. I can't wait to get it. So that's exciting. Always fun to get new yarn. It's my new Lion brand yarn, half
Yeah.
yarn, half fur. Oh, half fur and half yarn at the same time? That's interesting.
I think that would definitely help to see where you're going.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, it's hard to
especially if you crochet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So Lori's making a chevron scarf for a birthday gift for an assistant at work. The colors are gray and smoky blue. Very pretty. Those are going to
Oh,
be lovely
lovely.
colors.
I love that.
Yeah. I like that colorway. Hi, Crochet at my house. Lorna's been busy working on the last couple of weeks and hasn't been booking much. Do you mean hooking much? Oh. Lady Bird says crochet at my house is welcome. So everybody can go over and see Lady Bird. Let's see.
Yes.
It's gorgeous. And Genevieve's in the house. Hi, Genevieve. Hopefully I'm...
Hi.
Oh, here we go. Darcy says, the butter cookie has shades of yellow, cream, and tan. It's lovely. That does sound pretty. I like the sound of that. I'll have to check that out too. Crochet at my house. I finally figured out the Sapronia shawl. You've been working on that one for a while, I think. I think it was you that was talking to me about that at one point. Yeah. Well, that's good, guys. Sounds like everybody's keeping busy with their projects. I'm finishing still my red scarf. Yeah, what have you got, Ursula? Show us what you've got going on.
I wanted to show you, you know, I've posted in Facebook that I bought this. Okay, now you see how pink this is. But it is so thin. If you can see how thin it is, it's one ply. So what I did was I would use your yarn ball winder. What do you call that? Use that, and I would just wind up different cakes. Right?
Yeah.
3 or 4 strands to make 4 ply, so that I can create my own ombre. And then I crocheted with it. So let me show you.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's so pretty. I love how you mix
experimenting.
It was a good experiment. You did a good job on it.
Like this. So, like this. It's just, I mean, this looks so Christmassy, you know? So
it does.
This
very festive.
It shouts Christmas.
Yeah.
So, it's just an experiment. I mean, I'm not saying I'm going to wear it. Jessica says, I'll wear it.
Yeah, absolutely. You should wear it. I think it's beautiful. I love it. Oh. Now, I don't know if you've ever done any weaving on a loom, but that's how you slowly change colors on a loom too, is you start off with one color and then you do 2 ply, you know, the 2 colors together, and then you move on to the next. And I was thinking about that just the other day. It's such a nice way to get that ombre effect.
This is the normal ombre cake, and I just took this and copied it.
Yeah.
To see what they're doing.
You did a good job. They better watch out. And yeah, Didymer Knittery says, gorgeous Ursula. And Genevieve says, ooh, wow, Ursula, that is so nice. I agree, Genevieve. It's beautiful. And Jeanette, if you need a bandana right away, I know where you can get a pretty free pattern. But if you want to wait, I would love to see what Julie comes up with. Oh, no need to wait for me. Certainly, if you've got a pattern for her, feel free to share it. Absolutely. Ingrid says, think my new fave would be the NR3 yarn and down in US terms. Over here, a thin
number
DK.
3.
A number 3. Okay. I didn't know what NR stood for.
It's Afrikaans number.
It's what? Is that
it's
like
an NR is actually Afrikaans number, yeah.
Oh, okay. Over here, a thin DK and a down as well. Thinner yarn tends to catch my eye and comfortable in my hand. Yeah, I tried using the Stylecraft Special DK, and that's about as thin as I like to. Yeah, everything's backwards, and that's about as thin as I usually go. Yes, and that's not particularly thin. I like the heavy stuff. Yeah. Let's see here.
Yes, no, I love this.
That's just so
this.
pretty.
It needs. I'm busy with the last block. I'm just busy with the last. Then it's going to be joined.
Yeah. So is it going to be a
Julie, the best part was sitting winding.
It's fun. I think it's fun.
The best part was sitting and winding. You know, your video that you did where you wound and wound and wound. That's like the best part.
It's fun. I like to wind. I do. I have fun with it. Hi, Susan. Everybody's saying hello. Ursula's getting a lot of compliments on that. It is beautiful. Ursula does such pretty work. Hey, Judy.
It was totally an experiment because I just wanted to, when I bought it, I didn't, this looks like 4-ply. Now the South Africans will know 4-ply is like your what, 2-weight, 3-weight, 2-weight.
Yeah.
But when I got it, this was 1-ply. It was the thinnest of thin.
Very thin. I mean, almost like lace, like a lace weight. Yeah.
Yes. I think my husband said to me, it looks like, what do you call when you sew a garment with? What do you sew a garment with?
Thread.
With what?
Like thread.
Thread. He said it looked as thin as thread. I mean, this is how thin it looks. It's like so thin. But then I remembered Knitting Traditions. I don't know if you've seen Knitting Traditions. Inga Skaya, she puts them together. So I thought, I'm going to do that.
Yeah, that works out perfect. So how many, you did 2 strands? Wound 2 strands together?
4.
4. Oh. 4. There you go.
To form 4-ply. But I think I'm doing an experiment where I'm also going to do 3. But I must still do a garment with this. But this is I just did 4 squares, Ladybird. I did 4 squares because I just wanted to make something, and it's quite thin. And I'm using a 4.5 millimeter hook, which is quite a thick hook for such a thin yarn. But I wanted lovely drape. I wanted to drape like this. You know, you can see like this.
Yes.
It falls. It falls beautifully.
I call it the flop factor. Yes. They're floppy.
I don't know how to show that. It must be, it's very, the drape is beautiful.
Creepy. Yeah, I understand. It just falls nicely.
Beautifully. Absolutely gorgeous.
Let's see. Sherry, how do we share our makes with you? Do you have an Instagram or a Facebook? I have both, Sherry, but I'll be honest, I don't check the Instagram too often, but I have a Facebook group called Whippy Chick Crochet Connections. So yeah, there's a link down below. So yeah, come on over and join our group.
And also have a Facebook page, the same name as the channel.
Yeah. So Ursula's got her Facebook group, right? Yeah, yours is a group and I have the Facebook group. So yeah, come on over and check them out. And if you haven't seen Ursula's channel, go check out her channel. Let's see here.
I didn't know the difference between a page and a group, and it took me a while.
Yeah, me too. That's why I ended up with a page and a group. I did the page first, but what I really wanted was a group. Yeah.
Because it's something extra to manage, obviously. So, but I mean, you've given me excellent advice. You know, to schedule posts, it just helps a lot.
It does, for sure. So Lori's been working with some super bulky 6 for a week and then switched to a 4-weight. It feels like sock yarn or fingering in my hands now. Yes, I am totally in touch with that because I just finished a scarf with a bulky weight. And now, when I do anything else, it just feels so fine. It feels like I've got thread there. Yeah. Let's see here. Handmaid's here. Hi, Handmaid. HD. And Judy and Ingrid are saying hello. Let's see here. Welcome.
Lorna likes the flop factor.
Yeah, the flop factor. That just kind of flew out of my brain just then. You never know what's going to come out of my noodle. Yeah, but how floppy it is. Yeah. Iceland, do you ever watch the The flop factor. Do you ever watch The Fiber Spider? He does a lot of granny stitch work. That is his favorite stitch. It says Iceland, but I think she means Ursula. Do you ever watch The Fiber Spider? He does a lot of granny stitch work. That's his favorite stitch.
I have actually watched. Look, the name of my channel is Granny's. Oh my Granny Square. OMG Granny. Because it's my favorite stitch. But I don't only do granny squares on my channel, as you've seen. It is my favorite thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I like the granny stitch too.
He does great stuff.
I've gotten where
I don't have to look. I can look at you. I don't have to look what I'm doing.
Yeah. That's why I did the granny hexagon for my card chats, because I don't have to look. I can just do it mindlessly. I wanted something mindless. I've gotten where I like to look at my stitch book though and learn new stitches. I've enjoyed that. The problem is though, I learn a new stitch and then I immediately want to make something with that stitch. So I'm getting through it quite slowly, because as soon as I do one stitch, then I have to make a project, and then it's going to take a while to get through those 200 some stitches.
Wow, 200.
I think it's like 250 crochet stitches or something. And some of them are basic, single crochet or double crochet, but others are pretty fancy. So it's fun. Anjanette, I just got a gorgeous Lion Brand merino silk cotton to make my husband an ear wrap for him for Christmas. Hats make him sweat too much. That is going to be so silky. I can just picture how silky that's going to feel while you're making it. You're not going to want to give it up.
But the cotton is great if you sweat too much, because here in our warm climate, we make use of cotton in summer. You don't want anything else in your hands. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think so too, Lorna. It does describe it well. Hey, Crisscross Crafts, Triple C, nice to see you. And Jeanette did that with my DS business. I'm not sure what to do with your DS business. You'll have to let us know. Darcy, I made a basket with a 7 and it made my hands hurt. Had to stop and stretch periodically. I don't think I've ever used a 7. That sounds really heavy. Is that like a cord weight? Like almost? A 7 weight. Is that what we're referring to? Yeah, I think so. I've never used anything bigger than a 6. That would hurt your hands. I can just imagine that would hurt your hands. Yeah. Yeah, I know that on Ophelia Talks, she did a bag a year or so ago, and she used the cord to crochet with. And I know a lot of people struggled with that. It was really hard to work with. The result was beautiful, but hard to work with. So Ingrid just loves Fiber Spider. He's so talented and very soft-spoken, way about him that appeals to me. I like him too. I want to do his virus shawl. I know I'm a little behind the times, but I got this beautiful gift of brown sparkly yarn that I just want to do a virus shawl with. Can I just say, I think I've watched Fiber Spider, but often, in the beginning, I don't think you used to see him. I think he did what Bagger Day did, was behind the camera before he showed his face, because I've only recently sort of started seeing him. I don't think I've ever seen him. I think you're right about that. I've seen him lately. I'll have to check out his channel. But it's so nice to see the person. Yeah, it is. It is. It's sometimes that's a tricky one for people to overcome. To get in front of the camera is a little trickier. So Sherry Miller just subscribed to you, Ursula. Thank you, Sherry. You won't regret it. Oh, thank you. Nancy. Thank you. Oh, how are you, Nancy? And Jeanette, I just use a lot of cotton because my daughter is vegan and I cannot use any wool for her. So just acrylic or cotton. Yeah, that's a great idea. Chris, or Triple C, I have some 7 weight yarn. A baby blanket. I think it's all I made a baby blanket for a friend of mine. Yeah. Her husband is allergic to polyester, which is in most all of our clothing. So it could only be in cotton. So
yeah. Yeah, I like to use cotton. Ingrid, I did this easy breezy. Oh, his easy breezy shawl. Such an easy make and looks beautiful when done. I'll have to check that one out too, Ingrid. I'm eager to use this new yarn I've got. So one more project, right? Hi, Lisa. Jules, I brought the yarn bee Chloe to make your cowl, but I'm struggling with the treble double crochet. I'll keep practicing though. Yeah, sometimes it helps to pinch the yarn a little bit while you're getting used to pulling through all of those double sets of loops. I sometimes have to pinch it to hold it in place. So it can be tricky, but yeah, keep practicing. Ingrid, David Browning, I couldn't be happier even if I tried when he said your name. Oh, you guys have to tell us what you're talking about now. What's going on there? Deep in the heart of Texas is just
spider.
I don't know, or maybe he was
Or I didn't
a winner. I don't know. We'll have to find out. Deep in the heart of Texas is going to teach me how to dye the wool. Wow, that'll be an adventure.
Oh.
I'm scared. I've never dyed any wool. Have you ever, Ursula? Have you ever dyed any wool?
No. This is as close as I come to experimenting. I can watch people dye.
Oh, look, David won Fiber Spiders giveaway. That's why they were excited to see his name. Well,
Fantastic.
Congratulations, David. You'll have to tell us more about what was in that giveaway. Oh.
I wanted to ask if you can win yarn in a box, a whole box of yarn, and you can choose what goes into it. What would you put into it? What is your favorite yarn? Tell us.
I am a big fan of Premier yarns, and I really love their basics. I'll pull a piece up. I'll pull some up here.
I love that unforgettable, and obviously the thinner the better, but that unforgettable mix is beautiful. Oh, we haven't. Oh, you know what? Wait a minute. You know, my mom gave me some yarn that looks like that, but it is, I think it's chick. Remember? Chick.
Oh, yes. Ursula sent me a picture once and it was chick yarn. And I was so excited. I was like, I wish we had chick yarn here. Oh, let's see. Lorna made a baby blanket in cotton recently. It's great for our climate since it's heavy, but not too warm, if that makes sense. That makes perfect sense, Lorna. I love that idea. We're going to have a little baby in our family in the spring, so maybe I'll make that baby blanket with cotton too. That's a good idea. Oh, there it is.
This is not chick, but I see that it comes this. We don't have many balls that look like the one that you've got there. I mean, yours is so big, and ours is 100 gram. But we're catching up because I've seen lately it's new where they have bigger balls, and it's but it's the exception.
Yes, yeah, this is 200 grams, and that's one of the reasons I like it. Mostly when I use
definitely the exception here.
Yeah, mostly when I use Premier, I use it for blankets or maybe winter hats, something pretty heavy because it's pretty heavyweight yarn. So, but I like it. It's really fluffy.
What weight?
It's a 4.
What weight is that?
It's a 4.
What hook? What hook?
I use a 5.5 millimeter.
Okay, so that would be our Erin.
Yeah.
Erin knit.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying, that this is a 4 weight here. And the Style Craft Specialty K is also a 4 weight, but there's a big difference between them. Let me see if I can pull the two strands together. I don't know if it'll translate well or not, but you see the difference. But they're both 4 weight.
Big difference.
Big difference.
Yeah.
So let's see here. Oh, I've got to fix my screen. Sorry, guys. Computer issues. Always technical stuff.
David,
right? So David said, or Andronette says, David, if you have not seen her, then you should check out Chem Knits. She teaches people how to dye in her Facebooks. Very good. Good information. So yes, congratulations to David. That's exciting. So basically just the hank of hand spun wool plus a tote bag and a mug with his logo. Can't beat that though. I mean, you know, swag is good. Anjanette loves Lion brand yarns and cotton the most. So I'm guessing that's what she would have in her box. Brown sheep wool yarn, lamb's pride, and cotton fleece. Those all sound nice. Didymer Knittery, I don't know if you guys have checked out her channel, but she makes the most amazing bags. They're beautiful. She does a lot of felted bags, and it's gorgeous, gorgeous work.
I must check it out.
Yeah. Basic looks exactly like Red Heart Jumbo. Yeah, it could be similar. The basics is just so soft, which is not, I don't know, a lot of the Red Heart is soft, but some of the Red Heart, like the Super Saver, is really not soft at all. I think Kate at Bitch and Stitches calls it the $10 a truckload yarn. But the basics is it's pretty inexpensive, but I love it. I don't know. It's just my yarn. That's my go-to. Ingrid, my mom used to make all the grandchildren's with baby chick baby yarn. Oh, the memories. Yeah, so Ingrid's familiar with chick yarn.
Chick has been around, I'm telling you, 40 years plus.
Yeah.
That's the point.
That sounds like our Red Heart. Yeah. So Anjanette is asking David, he did put in his hand spun wool. The last time I watched, he was not sure if he was going to do that too. That is really awesome. Yeah, David. So have you started anything with the yarn, or are you just going to keep it for a souvenir? Lorna's favorite is Kismet Raisa 100% pure cotton, and Raisa. Okay.
Raisa. Oh yes, it's lovely. I love it. I also love Raisa.
She says, I hope that box would be very big, Ursula. I would want all the colors. Oh, just as a disclaimer, we're not doing a giveaway. Yeah, I wish this were a giveaway, but it's not, guys. Sorry, this is just dreaming we're talking about.
When we listen, when we hit 1,000, hey? When we hit 1,000, that's fine.
Oh, maybe that'll be a while.
No, I think it's around the corner.
Oh, maybe. We'll see. We'll see. I'm fortunate with my YouTube channel that I don't have a lot of pressure on myself to, you know, get lots and lots of subscribers. It's, for me, this is just another creative outlet and a hobby. So, you know, whatever happens, happens. I'm happy either way. So, David, I would have
doing great. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Likewise. David hit 100 today. That's exciting, David.
Wow.
I remember hitting 100, and I took a picture of it and put it out for my family and friends to see. Look what I did, because I didn't think I'd ever.
The first 100 is difficult.
It's fun. It's fun. Yeah, that's cool. So now we've heard about everybody's favorite yarns, and Ursula, I have a question for you. How long have you been crocheting, and who taught you?
My mom taught me the basics, and I'm really talking about double crochet and chain. That's it. And I had a piece of chick yarn, and I would crochet with it. When I'm done, I would pull it out, do it again, pull it out, do it again, because I was trying to make the perfect circle, and it would either be too frilly or make a little hat, and I wanted it to be flat. So
to make it flat.
I was so interested in that process. So yes, no, I loved it. But
Yeah.
and yes, I mean, I don't know what your first thing was that you made, but I can't. That is what I remember. The first thing I ever made trying to learn how to crochet was just a flat circle.
Yeah.
So not really a project.
I used to make flat circles too. My grandmother taught me how to make the flat circles, and I would use them as coasters just so I could say I made something, you know. But there was no embellishment on them. It was just single crochet circles. That's all it was.
So what did they make? What was their first project?
Yeah, we're going to put that
Tell
question
us.
out to you guys. What were your first projects, and who taught you how to crochet, and how long have you been crocheting? Because I know we've got some newbies out there and we've got some veterans out there. I think that the most common thing I hear is that grandma taught me or mom taught me. You know, my mom knew a little bit, but
also
mostly it was my dad.
I've also heard some people say they taught themselves, and I mean YouTube is quite new, but YouTube is a great teacher.
Absolutely.
I mean, that person doesn't get tired of teaching you. You just hit replay and they teach you again. So, perfect teacher.
And class is always in session. You can always go and learn some more stuff. So let's see. I'm waiting for more comments here. I'm not getting a whole lot of comments. I wonder if there's something wrong with my feed. Maybe everybody just went quiet.
I mean, I see there's 4 replies already.
Oh, maybe it's something on my end. You'll have to read them to us. My last comment is, oh, here we go. Nope, never mind. I got them now. And Jeanette says, my first project was a pair of slippers for 4-H when I was in 4th grade. Well, that sounds nice.
Wow.
Now, did they have teachers at 4-H, or did you just enter in like the arts and crafts kind of contest or something like that? Let's see. Ladybird says, my Oma taught me a square and a circle. And let's see. Darcy says, YouTube taught me this spring to crochet. My first project was a spiral granny from the Secret Yarnery. I've seen that.
Wow.
That's
Is that
nice.
Lockdown that taught you?
Sounds like a lockdown training.
Yes, definitely.
Everybody learned so many new things during lockdown. So crochet at my house. My first project was a scarf. I've been crocheting since 2017, and I learned from YouTube videos. Perfect. YouTube University.
Perfect.
Yeah. We call it YouTube University here. Lori, same thing. YouTube taught me 10 months ago how to make a scarf. Way to go, Lori.
Only 10 months ago? Wow.
Yeah. Not even a year. Michelle, my grandma taught me at age 6 or so. My first thing was a very long chain that I used as a jump rope. Oh, that's cute. I remember making a chain.
Oh, wow.
Making a chain and using it for a headband to hold my hair back. I just made a long chain and tied it together. Let's see here. My mom taught me how to crochet when I was little, but I didn't really do a lot until January of this year. Yep, this was a good year to learn it. Since January, I've done over 19 miles worth of yarn. What a fun way to figure out how much yarn you've used. 19 miles. That is hysterical. I love that.
Wow.
If you were walking while you were crocheting, can you imagine how many miles you'd put in? Anjanette, yes, they taught me how to make them. Oh, they taught me how to make them. Sorry. Crochet every day with Judy says, have to go and make some videos. Bye, Julie, Ursula, and everyone. Have a wonderful day. See you later, Judy. Yes. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Judy. Oh, yes.
David, I've learned tons from YouTube, but like most, it was my grandmother when I was a child. We made a toilet paper cover, basic hat construction. I put it aside and didn't pick it up again until 2016. So
Wow.
you finished it by now, right, David? I remember those toilet paper covers that had, you put the doll inside, so it looked like it was her skirt. Does anyone know
Oh,
what I'm talking
yes.
about? Remember those? I used to think, what a
Out in
waste of a
yourself.
good doll when I was a kid. I thought, why would you waste a doll that way? My aunt always had those in her bathroom.
But the let's say the I know that did that actually took the legs out because then the bottom half of the doll could fit better into the roll. There was no
right.
So to me it felt like mutilation. You're
Yeah,
disabling
right?
this doll to be an ornament.
Poor
Wow, it just felt
thing.
terrible.
I know. I remember that when I was a kid. I haven't thought of that until just now when David said that. And Jeanette, I loved my crochet teacher. She lived down the road from my grandma and she worked with me even when 4-H was over. Oh, that's nice. Ursula, 4-H is an organization. Oh gosh, and Jeanette, you're going to have to help me out to describe it. I think it's for, I know they do a lot with farming. They teach kids how to raise animals and do crafts and it's kind of like, it's not like scouting, but kind of, I don't know how to describe it.
How to
Maybe
survive in the wild? Is
yeah,
that
they
it?
do all. I'm not sure if they do that or not. It's I wasn't in 4-H. They didn't. I lived in a city, so we didn't have it. It's mostly in rural areas, I think. So maybe
Okay.
Anjanette can help us with that a little. Good afternoon, Viviana. It's good to see you. Viviana Sandy's here. Sherry, learned from YouTube. Only been crocheting 3 years. I am still new. Scarf was my first make. I don't know. I think after 3 years, you're doing pretty well, Sherry. I'd consider you a veteran at this point.
Yes.
Susan makes Granny Square blankets. Oh, she made a Granny Square blanket when she was 5. Wow. That is ambitious for a 5-year-old.
I just want to tell you now, I taught a little girl of 5 and I learned at 5. And to me, it was just amazing to remember to see how small those hands are at 5. And I thought, was my hands this small at 5? How could I hold the hook, Yes.
Right. Yeah. David says, I'm working on a spiral granny. In fact, I have no new whips to speak of. Well, at this particular moment, but probably in about 20 minutes, you'll have another one. I don't go very long without a whip. Didymer Knittery's
I
been
only have
crocheting.
2 whips at a time.
You do? That's discipline.
Only 2 whips.
Let's see. Lorna says, Mom and OMGranny taught me as a little girl. I'm in my 50s now and loving YouTube. And Susan says it was her neighbor. And David Browning just threw yarn in your window. And I just learned recently that means someone subscribed to your channel. So way to go, David.
Yes, on Ginger's Lives.
Yeah. So Didymer Knittery. My mom taught me when I was an adult, 29. Didymer Knittery, I have watched your videos and I am drawing a blank as to your first name. So can you please let me know? Oh, it's Bev. Thank you. I'm sorry. I hated to keep calling her by her channel name, but I have the hardest time remembering.
No, I don't know everybody, but I know if you're on Ginger's Live, you really get to know.
You do. You do. People. I know.
I love the lives.
I do too. I try to get there once a week or twice a week, but that's when I'm getting ready for work. So sometimes
yes, but you're working then, so yeah.
Yeah. So Lorna made a blanket, but it took her 3 years. I have blankets like that. Ingrid, my teacher was and still is YouTube. A year ago, I started out on a dream catcher from Ophelia Talks channel, and since then, I've made a bit of progress. Very good. Yep, practice makes perfect. Yeah, Bev, I knew what you meant. Don't think I'd have feet if I was walking that long. Yeah, 19 miles of crochet. That's a lot of yarn. Happy Sunday, Bobby. It's good to see you. Thanks for coming. Got a special show today with a guest. Viviana Sandy says, I did a blanket in elementary school and then didn't crochet again until last summer with my mom. And now I'm in crocheting since July. Excellent. Very
I
good.
hope that stays that way. It's addictive.
The crochet, not the toilet paper cover.
Yeah, yes, the crochet.
Hi, Granny D. How are you today? Thank you for coming
Hi,
and
Granny
joining
D.
us. It's good to see you.
I love listening to Granny D, her accent. I love listening to her.
Yes. I love to listen to her read. She does those reading stories, and
yes.
It's wonderful. Bobby Ellison, the Southern Belle. Yes, that is what they called that toilet paper cover. They called it the Southern Belle.
Wow.
Granny D saying hello to everybody. Oh, here comes Jessica. The first project was when my mom taught me how to make an amigurumi white cat.
And she had to book me for it.
She had to book you for it. Did you charge her to give you lessons?
I mean, no, my time is not just free. You have to make an appointment. And actually, you know how I knit? I hold it like a pencil. And I said to her, you can sit behind me and then you look over my right shoulder and you're just going to copy. And by the end, when I had a cat and she had a cat and I turned around, she was holding the hook the way you guys hold, like a knife.
Yeah,
I'd never seen anybody hold a pin like that. So I just thought, well, the result is there and it's all about the result. So that's okay. So
yeah. I don't use mine like a knife. I hold mine like you do, like a pencil.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel I've got more control over the result.
Yeah.
So I remember that cat. That was the first time we had something in common because I like girly things and I like dressing up dolls. And she is only interested in animals. So now I could make dolls' clothes for the cat and she could make cats.
There you go. That's sweet. Lori says, we have 4-H in our urban schools here in Indianapolis. Oh, that's good, Lori. Yeah, and they might have them here now as well. I'm not sure. I just know they didn't when I was a kid. But I remember being a kid thinking, that looks like a lot of fun. You know, I'd see on the news where kids in 4-H would be, you know, taking their cows to the state fair that they'd raised. And I thought, oh, that sounds wonderful. But we didn't have it at my school. Let's see. Ladybird says, Granny D. Thompson, welcome in a big Southern thang. Getting that twang in there. And Jeanette, there is a fair every year and they teach farming and crafts. I took crochet, needlepoint ceramics, cake decorating, and foods. Yeah, I missed out. I totally missed out. I didn't get to do any of that. Looks like fun. Everybody's saying hello. Bobby Allison says 4-H is a U.S.-based network of youth organization whose mission is engaging youth to reach their fullest potential while advancing in the field of youth development. There we go. See that? You ask a question and you get an answer.
That's a good explanation.
There you go. Everybody's happy to hear that.
Youth to reach their fullest potential. Wow.
Lockdown learner for crochet and taught to knit by grandma. Okay, yep, all the lockdown learners. David says, I've got several whips going, but they're the ones I reported on my Whip Wednesday video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Antoinette, my daughter took rabbits when she was in 4-H and learned how to take care of a rabbit, and she also took jewelry making. For those who take things like sheep raising and pigs and cows, they sell. Must be they sell like the wool and the milk, maybe.
Does that rabbit come home?
I don't know. I think a lot of the kiddos live on farms. But... oh, goodness. Engaging youth to reach their fullest potential. The H's represent head, heart, hands, and health. Okay. I never knew what they stood for, so that's good.
Heart, hands, and health. Okay.
They sell their animals at auction when the fair is over. Okay. So they raise them from babies to adulthood, and then they sell them at the fair. Let's see what everybody else has here. I'm getting behind on my chat, I think. My grandma would cross stitch. I remember doing pillowcases. Hey, Lori, that's right about 4-H. I learned to knit through the 4-H in 4th grade. What a great program. Sounds like a lot of people really enjoyed it. Wish I was one of them. All projects are graded and you get a ribbon for them. First place is blue, second is red, and third is green, I think. And there are more. I got grand champion on my Afghan in year 3 of crochet. Wow. I wish that I got prize for my crochet.
Wow. You know, Jessica was saying to me that she wishes that they had something like that in school because, to have a subject or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I know that Anya at Affiliate Talk says that she learned in school. She learned to knit and crochet. It was required. And she said, and when I had to do it.
Also.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So she said when she had to do it.
We had to do it. But Ingrid would know that because we're more or less the same age. I think in 2nd year of school, you had to learn how to knit. And I did, but I enjoyed it that year. But later on, up to grade 7, 8, 9, you had to do more difficult things. And I didn't have anybody to help me. So I hated it. And and I stopped. And then only after school, I took up knitting. And then in my 30s, took up crochet again. And then just didn't look back. So
yeah.
Crochet is just fast.
Yeah. Wow. Let's see here. Oh, there's a pledge in 4-H. Bev is telling us the pledge, like in Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts. It says, I pledge my head to clearer thinking, my heart to greater loyalty, my hands to larger service, and my health to better living for my club, my community, my country, and my world. That's a good pledge.
Oh, that is fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I still remember the Girl Scout pledge. On my honor, I will try to serve God, my country, and mankind, and to live by the Girl Scout law. It's drilled into my brain. That's
just a good motto too, hey?
Yeah.
Yes.
Drilled in. Granny D says, I'm back to reading from the Anne of Avonlea series. That's a great series. I love it. It looks like Granny D was a 4-H kid. She remembers reciting that every week.
Wow.
David holds his crochet hook like a knife, and Ingrid does the pencil hold, and Viviana does the pencil hold.
Yes.
Me too. This is good. Oh, and now Granny D says she holds it like a knife. So isn't that funny? And Granny D loves her furls. I have never tried furls. I have seen them, but I've never tried them. Are you familiar with furls, Ursula? They're furls. They're crochet hooks. They're a special kind of crochet hook. Yeah. I've never tried them.
I'm telling you, if I can't get used to the clover kind, then this is it. This is it. The one and the only.
I have so many.
But the furls are beautiful to look at.
They are. They are really pretty to look at. But I don't know. I'd have to try one too. Yeah. David always thought 4-H was related to Future Farmers of America. Could be. I don't know. 4-H club in my son's urban school. Yeah. The 4-H club in my son's urban school sponsors urban gardening, healthy cooking, STEM activities, fiber crafts, basic mechanics, things like that. Sort of replaces home economics. Nice. David, I was a chorus geek in high school.
We had home economics.
Yeah, we do too. They changed the name. I'm trying to think of what they call it now.
I also was in the chorus, David, and I loved every moment.
I loved it too.
Oh, I'm telling you.
I loved being in chorus. I can't imagine school without it. Oh, Bobby's finishing her 4th pocket shawl. Whipped up this one in a week. Phew. That's pretty quick. That's a quick whip. Internet, my mom made me take 4-H to learn everything because she never wanted to teach me how to make things the wrong way. She was not a crafter. They bring the rabbits home, Ursula. They'd bring the rabbits home.
Please
I'm actually
not.
allergic to rabbits. I can't have rabbits. They make me wheeze. They give me asthma. The fur does. So I
I don't
can't
know
have rabbits.
what you call that other kind of little. There's another little animal that you call. Now in Afrikaans,
Guinea pig?
it is a marmot. A marmot. What is? Can Afrikaans people not help us? What is a marmot in
Is
English?
it like
But
maybe it's like a guinea pig? I don't know.
said no. I just said to Jessica no because the reason is at some point I know something's going to happen and I'll have to take care of it. And I would not be able to do that. Not interested, afraid.
Oh, okay.
Not touching it. Thank you. No.
Oh, Ingrid wasn't interested in home economics, she says. She was an art geek.
Well, we had to have it in grade 9. We had to take it, so we just had to take it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had to take it too.
But, they were raising good mothers, so you had to take it.
Yeah. They do a lot of cooking and dietary type stuff in our schools, and they don't call it home economics anymore. I can't remember what they do call it. I should know. I work in a school, but I can't remember.
Not skill development or something? Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what they call it. That's probably in there. I don't know.
Some kind of skill development.
Yeah. Darcy says you can still enter projects in the Iowa State Fair as an adult. You may be able to do it at your state fair. That's true. I could look into that. And they said, Antoinette says they can in Indiana as well. Triple C says, my dad learned knitting in school. Everyone had to learn to make their own socks and knits. I remember my son, when he was in 3rd grade, there was a little boy in his class who was diagnosed with cancer. And so they all learned to crochet a little hat for, the teacher crocheted a hat for the student and all the other students crocheted hats for themselves. So they'd all wear the same kind of hats to help him feel better, They all had the same hats, so that was nice. Anjanette was a brownie when she was little.
I actually shaved my son's head. I actually shaved my son's head to match my daughter's head.
Oh,
her head.
Right.
I shaved his head to match her head when she had cancer. So
yeah,
and I mean he didn't mind, but they look the same.
Yeah, that's nice to do. I've known a few families that have done that too. Let's see. Lori says, our country and state fairs have adult craft levels. My mom quilts and would enter her projects in the county fair. She went to the state level twice. I believe that it was 4-H that sponsored that as well. I've seen the quilts that go into those fairs, and they are gorgeous. I don't do any quilting.
Wow.
Anjanette says she uses the knife hold and loves her frills as well. Triple C, I hold my needle differently depending on the size of yarn. Smaller than the yarn, the more likely I am to use the pencil. Bigger the yarn, more likely to use the knife hold. Okay, that makes sense, actually, to me, anyway. Oh, Lisa
I tell you,
says
the only time I use the knife hold is when I'm crocheting blocks together, because then it makes more sense to hold it like that.
Yeah.
But it's only in that process. The rest of the time, it's just, you want to make, for me, it's not as fast.
Yeah. I don't know that I ever use the knife hold. I don't know. Lisa uses it both ways and also does yarn over and yarn under. I do too. Sometimes I yarn under and sometimes I yarn over. And Kate and I were actually talking about that last night, that she and I both break that rule, so to speak. We yarn under a lot. Jean has never tried frills, but would like
crochet you can break.
Well, that's what our conclusion was. Yeah, there really aren't any rules. They're guidelines.
Yes. Suggestions.
Yes. Lori, I'm thinking of entering a crochet project or two in my county fair next summer. I think you should, Lori. Go for it. That's always my advice. Whenever you're thinking about doing something new or interesting, go for it. Just do it. Granny says, if you have a pencil grip, don't think you'd enjoy the furls as the body of them are bigger. Yeah, they've definitely got an interesting shape. Future Farmers of America is different. Oh, I think she's talking to David. That one is done through schools. Yeah, they have some of the same activities, but they're not the same club. Anjanette was in the choir too, in swing choir, and loved it so much. I did too. I actually got to go on a trip overseas with my choir, and it was amazing. So much fun.
Wow.
And now, yeah, and as an adult now.
Which country?
We went to Russia. Yeah.
Wow.
In 1989.
Babushka.
Yeah. Yep. It was interesting because Russia had just become Russia again. They had just they had just changed over from the USSR. So like even the airplanes and stuff still said USSR on them. It was very, very fresh and new. And it was interesting to say the least, but it was so much fun. But I think now on how brave my parents were. You know, there was no internet or cell phones, and, you know, just put your daughter on a plane and send her away for 2 weeks to Russia. And, you know, they didn't communicate with us for 2 weeks. So they had a lot of trust, I guess, in our school officials. So.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah. Lorna says, on Fridays in primary school, the boys did wool work and the girls did needlecraft. We were taught knitting,
woodwork.
Sewing, embroidery, and crochet, and darning of socks.
Yes, woodwork. They did woodwork. I remember. In our high school, the boys had to do woodwork.
So were the girls offered the choice to do woodwork or no?
I'm not sure, but in our school, it wasn't really kosher for a girl to do a boy kind of thing.
Yeah.
I know there are schools that offered, for instance, where the boys could take knitting and the girls played soccer. Mm-hmm. But this is only in the last 10 years I've heard of this. And I mean, I've left school longer than 10 years. So in my time, girls did girly things, boys did boy things.
Yeah.
So
here girls had to take woodworking and all the other stuff, and boys also had to do home economics and learn to cook and do all the other stuff. So you had to do both. Because I enjoyed woodworking; it was fun, but I also enjoyed sewing in the sewing class. So yeah, interesting how times change. David, at the same time and place I went to junior high school, boys and girls took home ec and shop. Yeah, that's what we called woodworking and metalworking and stuff. We called it shop class. Yep, same here, David. I think David and I must have gone to the same school and didn't know each other. We have very similar experiences. Jean, growing up in the Midwest, expressed to be jack of all trades, home ec and 4-H, all great skills to have. I agree. Lorna is asking if you were talking about a hamster.
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, yes. I think that is the English word, hamster. Marmot in Afrikaans, but hamster. Yeah, I just didn't want anything. I mean, there were times when I thought, I would look at my cat and I would think, don't think of this as a wild animal, you know, I have to stop myself. So I'm not so into, I mean, we had dogs. Dogs is like the most well-known animal, pet. When I met my husband, I became a cat person, but nothing more adventurous than dogs and cats. Not for me.
Yeah. Ingrid says at Lorna, hamster, yes, or it could be a guinea pig. Hamster is actually the English word for wangsak mui. How do you say it?
Wangsakmuis. Yes. Wangsakmuis.
Julie, I know it's a big Afrikaans word. You don't need to try to pronounce it. I want to.
She's got to help you.
Yeah, wangsakmuis.
Muis, like in what would be the ois in English? Not ois, ois,
Moise. You have to put your neck in it.
muis,
Moise.
ois.
One day.
This is wang. This is wang.
Vang.
Cheek.
Oh, vang. Oh, so that makes sense.
So vang,
because they fill up their
which means it's like a bag on the cheek. Vang sak muis.
Okay, that makes sense.
Giving Afrikaans lessons here.
Yeah, is it like moist? Like, is that like mouse? Moist?
Yes. But the way you pronounce it, it would be Moys, but it's not.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of an English word that uses that UI, oi, not oi, oi.
Oi. I don't think we have one.
Moose.
Oh, Genevieve, home economics. I love it because I get to do things. So I make a shirt, skirt, dress in my 3 years in junior secondary school. I came first in whole school and we did cooking and sewing and crafts. Yeah, I used to like those classes too. David hadn't thought about it until just now, but maybe the sweater that would not die would be a good country fair entry. Go for it.
Hey.
Go for it, David. Enter that sweater. Oh, see you, Bev. I'm glad you stopped in. I understand those long days and you need a nap. Understandable. Take care, Bev, and enjoy that well-deserved nap. David, my college choir did lots of choir tours. One reason I chose that school, 2 trips to California and 1 to the UK. You know, There's nothing, I love to travel, and there's nothing better than traveling with a big group of people that you just really are connected to and you enjoy the same thing. And I don't know about you, David, but I know that when we traveled together to Russia, there was a lot of singing going on. I'm not sure everybody in the airport enjoyed it as much as we did, but we loved it. So much fun.
It was fantastic.
And Jeanette went overseas too, to the Netherlands and Germany in 87 for me, and we stayed in foster homes. Nice. That's a lot of fun too. You get to know and meet new people. Lori says, in home ec, I set the stove on fire and the skirt fell off my dress during a fashion show. Oh no. I had to do extra credit just to pass the class. And that was an easy A for everyone else. Oh, Lori, that's terrible. I'm so sorry. I don't know which would have been worse, the fashion show or the stove fire. That's awful. And Jeanette went there with a camp and they had plenty of chaperones. The girls had to take shop in middle school here. Yeah, same here. Triple C says, I wanted to take automotive in 9th grade, but my parents actively forced me to choose another class instead. That's too bad, Triple C. And now, you know, when they have car trouble, you can say, well, I would have been able to fix it, but you wouldn't let me go. Bobby Ellison says, hello to the fellow Iowan. And Rachel says, I finished my diaper cover. Now I'm working on a shawl. The pattern is from Hobby Lobby, Free Patterns. You know, the ones that they hang on the racks. Yes, I do know exactly what you're talking about. They have those in a lot of the stores. Let's see here. My best friend was male, and he always tried to get me to sew for him. Did you? Actually, Granny D and I went to college together and didn't know each other. Is that right? How interesting.
Oh.
That's really neat. What a small world. Ursula, which high school did you attend? I went to Tyberberg High School in 1980 through 1984.
I was in J.G. Meyering in Goodwood. J.G. Meyering. J.G. Meyering. I say it in Afrikaans. It's J.G. Meyering. But it's,
okay.
If you say English, it's J.G. Meyering.
J.G.
But I just want to tell you that a little funny story is the name of the school is J.G. Meyering. But if you say in Afrikaans, my daughter asked me, what a funny name for a school. Jy gee my 'n ring. But what she heard was, you give me a ring. And I said, no, it's not that. It's not you give me a ring. It is JG, my ring. It was funny.
Yeah.
Because I can understand that she heard that, but I thought, she said, what a funny name for a school.
Yeah.
You give me a ring. I said, no.
Well, that would be a pretty funny name for a school. Oh. David says, in 8th grade, I made a jacket but got a poor grade on it because I hadn't fitted the sleeve of the pattern to my arm and it wound up too short. I don't know. At least it had sleeves.
Well, it had a body. Should have got some marks for the body.
Yeah, make it a vest. David doesn't believe we have that vowel sound in English. I think you're right,
No,
David.
you don't. It's the guttural, isn't it? The guttural.
Yeah, we don't really have it. The tour bus grew smaller every day. Smaller in a good way or smaller in a bad way? Lorna says, Julie, you've pronounced the Afrikaans so well. You need to come and visit us in South Africa one day. Okay. I would love to.
Yes.
I love to travel.
If you are surrounded by Afrikaans people all the time, you're going to get it right in no time.
Chris Crosscraft says she married a guy who could fix cars instead. Well, that's good. Maybe he can show you anything you want to learn, though.
I did that too.
Yeah, that's right. Antoinette says, no, I made him do his own project, but since mine was done early because I took clothing in 4-H too, I helped him, but I refused to sew it together for him. Good girl. Doesn't learn anything by having you do it. Darcy Clifton, what city are you in? I'm in Acne. Julie, I agree, Lorna. Julie did very good in trying to pronounce a vowel sound that is not found in English. Wow. Well, just don't give me any other sounds. I don't know how good I could do.
I think that's about the only one. I mean, in Afrikaans, we don't have the C. So when we're taught the alphabet at school, they always have to tell you it's like C for Coca-Cola because there is no C. Because it's pronounced like the K, like we pronounce a K, and we don't use a C.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder why we do. Now that I think about it.
Why you do use a C?
What do you use it for?
But we would use a K for cat, and you use a C for cat.
Right.
So we don't have a C.
But we use a K
but
for
we had to be taught.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. You use all 24. We don't.
Hi, Brenda D. How are you? She says she just got C channel today. Okay. Oh, my goodness.
So you're new in, Brenda? Well, you're very welcome.
Yeah, happy to see you. Happy to see you. So, Ursula, do you do
if like the choir, just imagine if like the choir, we could go on a crochet tour and they would take you to farms where they show you the whole process of making the yarn, shearing the sheep. I mean, that is like a girl can dream. A girl can dream.
There you go, Ursula. Dream away.
I would sign up for something like that.
Yeah, that would be fun. Lori says the African pronunciation sounds German to me. Yeah, I think it's that guttural.
It is.
That guttural
sound.
Yes,
it is a lot. There's a lot of German. If I go to the Netherlands, I would definitely be able to follow their Dutch language. And we were taught German for 2 to 3 years in school. So there's a lot of words that, like hoffentlich, which is hopelijk. A lot of the words you just replace the F with a P. It's just swapping. So it's a lot of words are the same. So yeah.
Hey, Julie Murray's here. Hey, Julie. I haven't seen you in a while. How are you doing? I'm so glad you stopped in. Bobby Ellison is in Des Moines. Des Moines. I always put the S on there, and I don't think it belongs. David, that would be fun. Yeah. Ingrid, like car, and we spell it K-A-R, LOL. The same thing,
Yes,
just spelled different. Yeah.
absolutely.
David is saying they have exhibits like that at the New York Sheep and Wool Festival. I've never been to it, David, but I've heard of it. And also, David says, I think Afrikaans is closer to Dutch, isn't it?
And even Flemish. I'm telling you, I worked with foreigners, and even the Flemish, there's a lot of words. And I must tell you, even in Russia, you have words like kastrol, which is a pot. We use it. I mean, you can follow. There's a lot of words that they use that we also have. Afrikaans is a mixture. I mean, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like America is made out of so many people that came from all over the world, you know, but you all speak English. Now,
right.
Our Afrikaans was influenced by the French, the Germans, and the Portuguese, and all those. So there's a lot of everything in there.
Absolutely. Let's see. Julie Murray says, I'm doing good. And how are you both? Got my jobs done early tonight. I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. I think Ursula is too. She's probably getting tired though. What time is it there, Ursula?
No, I'm fine. You know what I want to know is, what is everybody watching while they're crocheting? Because I am in love with Blacklist. I think I'm on season 3 now, and it's just fantastic. I mean, I like it. So I don't know what other people are watching, but I love it.
I don't currently have a TV show like daily that I watch.
It's Netflix.
But they just released the second. Well, they're releasing them one episode at a time of the Mandalorian. Which, if you're into Star Wars, you'll know what the Mandalorian is. If you're not into Star Wars, then you won't. But they just started releasing that. So I watched a couple episodes of the second season of that, and it's really good. I like it.
I've heard. I'm not into it, but I've heard.
Yeah. Crochet at my house is 9 rows to go, and I'll be finished with this shawl. Yes, David, it's in Rhinebeck. Yes. Everybody just calls it Rhinebeck. If you've heard Rhinebeck and you're a crocheter, you know exactly what it is. It's a big festival in New York State where it's in Rhinebeck, New York, and they show the whole process. They have the sheep and the people who are spinning the wool.
Oh, isn't that fantastic?
It's just amazing.
To be able to go there and do it.
Yeah, I haven't gone yet. This year, I think it was canceled this year, so maybe next year.
Oh, well. What was not canceled this year?
Yeah.
My goodness.
Lori's asking Ursula, it's my lottery dream to have a farm with sheep and alpaca that people can come shear, wash, comb, spin, card, spin, and dye their own yarn. That is a fun dream. Look at that.
Fantastic.
Julie says Riviera. Is that the answer to your question, Ursula? I can't remember what your question was.
On what? On what are they watching? I was asking what they were watching.
That's right.
I mean,
so
after this, I'm going to watch. I'll be watching. Definitely going on watching Netflix. The Blacklist. I love that.
Yeah, Darcy's watching.
Is there movies?
What's that?
Is there movies that some of you watch over and over? I have some. But over and over.
Yes. There are some movies when they're on, you just can't not watch the whole movie. Like if you're just flipping through the channels and you see that it's on, sometimes you just have to watch. Julie says, Darcy, I live where Peaky Blinders were from. Oh, that's interesting. Hi, Emmy. How are you? Emmy's here. Emmy from the Emmy bag. Antoinette says, Antoinette says, I watch YouTube more right now while I crochet and just turned on the Christmas movies on Hallmark, but also likes true crime stories.
Oh, lovely. I love Hallmark movies.
Yeah, it's kind of funny to like Hallmark movies and the true crime movies. It's like total opposites.
Well, that's like a doctor or a lawyer loving crochet.
Yeah.
It's like two opposites.
Yeah.
There's, I mean, I don't know if you've ever watched HGDC. She is a solicitor in the UK, but she has her HGDC designs, and her channel is all about Granny Square designs, making wearables, patterns, and she's put out her first patterns. And I'm following her, and she really inspired me to do a channel about Granny Squares. And but it's not like how do you say this? I am in nowhere in competition with her because we don't do the same content at all.
Yeah.
My content, my channel is just called OMGranny Square because it's my favorite stitch, but
Right.
it's not only. But hers is really just focusing on a watching. She's got like your car chats. She would have chats around in her garden. Beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Antoinette's watching second season of Spanish Princess. And Crochet at My House has been watching Forensic Files. And Cool One. I'm not sure what that means. What's that?
Is Forensic Files not a little bit of sci-fi? I seem to remember Forensic Files was a bit scary. Well, to me, it was a bit scary.
I think it's like true crime, isn't it? Or maybe not true crime, but crime stuff.
It's like aliens and space and crime, and isn't it or not?
I don't think there's any aliens in it. I don't know. Julie says, sorry, that's what I'm watching on Sky Atlantic, I think. Ingrid says, oh, Julie, I want to come where you live. I'm in love with Peaky Blinders. And Julie Murray's movie that she has to watch every time is Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh, yes. Fantastic.
Lorna says, Julie, I've been watching a few of the fabulous 50s videos you recommended in car chat on Monday.
Okay.
Movies. Oh, yeah. Emmy says, good. Yesterday was my birthday and I'm on vacation across the country from home. Wow, that's exciting, Emmy.
Wow, happy birthday.
Oh, nice. Lori says, during election season, I've been watching The Designated Survivor to remind me things could be worse. Oh, I'm just so glad I don't have to watch the ads anymore. Rachel says, I watch the classics, black and white movies. I love the older movie stars. Yeah, I do too. I like them a lot. Ingrid says, oh, happy belated birthday, Emmy. Mine was on the 5th. Oh, we've got 2 belated birthdays then. Happy birthday, Ingrid. Brenda D says, I'm doing good. I'm happy to see you. Thank you. I'm glad I found you too. Oh, thank you. And Crochet in My House says, Forensic Files is a crime show. Yeah, that's what I thought. I think my sister used to watch it.
Okay.
My sister calls all those shows the murder shows. I'm going to go sit and relax and watch a murder show, she'll say.
Yes.
Emmy says,
it's just because
so
it's so far related from her reality.
Yeah, we hope so. Oh, Emmy, you've missed my videos. Well, that's okay. You can always go back and watch them. They're not going anywhere. Antoinette, my must-watch movie that I have to watch every time is Pretty Woman. Oh, that's a good one. Ingrid says, a movie I watch, like I don't know how many times, and we'll watch it again. It was Braveheart. I like the music.
Yes.
I like the music for Braveheart.
I love that.
Yeah. So Emmy's November 7th. Well, happy birthday to both of you guys. So glad you stopped by. So
I tell you the movie that I watch over and over and over is
Equalizer. The Equalizer?
With Denzel Washington. I love Denzel Washington. So it's the Equalizer 1 and 2. And then if I watch it the umpteenth time, I would say I would put it on and I would ask, but it's Equalizer 5. Have you seen it? Go and watch. But it's of course the first one.
Yeah. Yeah, you just watched it.
No.
Now, have you ever watched the television program, The Equalizer, from the
No.
80s? Oh, that was really good. I liked that better than the movie.
Is it anything like the movie?
It's similar. It's similar. I'd have to check with my husband to be sure. But it's a similar premise, yeah. Yeah, it's good. I liked it.
No.
But it's obviously long off the air at this point. That was back in the 80s.
All right.
Yeah.
We only got a television in 1976. And I think at that time, Laurel and Hardy was the thing that my brother loved the absolute most on television, was Laurel and Hardy. And if he was naughty and he had to choose between a spanking, 3 of the best, or no TV, he would bend down and have 3 of the best. He wouldn't miss television and he would sit and laugh at Laurel and Hardy. It was just his thing. And I must tell you, Julie, that I'm Afrikaans, and we lived in an Afrikaans community, and there were no English people around. So I watched English television thinking, I wish someone could tell me what those people were saying. I couldn't make out what. Yes. Now, of course, my children grew up with an English-speaking husband, and I'm Afrikaans, so they hear it all the time. So now it's nothing. But I think it's because we were not surrounded by English-speaking people, and that is a language you were taught at school at a certain grade.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, Julie Murray says she loved that TV one, and it was Edward Woodward. That's right, Julie. Yeah, Edward Woodward played Robert McCall.
Yes.
Yeah. Genevieve, I love to watch Coming to America by Eddie Murphy. Yeah, I love that one. It's so funny.
Yes,
he said,
I remember that.
Where to look for a wife? Queens.
Yes, I love it.
Lori says, Steel Magnolias is my must-watch. I also like Terms of Endearment. Now, can you guys guess my age? Well, you're probably about the same age as me, Lori, because if Steel Magnolias is on, I can't not watch it. I can't not watch it. And I ugly cry at the cemetery scene every single time. Just gushing tears, ugly crying. It's bad. Bobby loves Braveheart as well. And Anjanette says, oh, Lori, I love those too. Now that I have a chronic illness, they make me cry when I see them, but a good cry. Yeah, I agree.
Oh,
yeah. Have a good cry. I think the best line in Steel Magnolias is Dolly Parton when she says, laughter through tears is my favorite emotion.
Wow.
She's so funny.
There is a good cry. I told my daughter as well, there is a thing like a good cry. When I remember being aged, you go and you have a cry.
Yep.
Words you've taken a load off. So
yeah,
good.
Just a stress reliever.
I sound like a mother.
Well, Ursula,
we're in years. I said it feels like we're in the 50s. Because everybody was like 51, 54, 51, 54.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I turned 50 in a few months. I'm almost there.
Wow. So you're in the 40s club still.
Still, yep. Just for a few more months. I turned 50 in February. So I'm getting there, getting close. Lorna says, it was a lovely chat this evening. Thank you, Julie. Keep safe and well, everyone. X. Hugs and kisses, Lorna.
Kiss.
Yep.
Oh, Lorna, I'm so happy you made it.
Yeah, that was wonderful to see you. Genevieve says, we call it a happy cry. Yeah, I do too. I call it happy tears.
Oh, yes.
And my son always rolls his eyes whenever I say it. Because I do this. I fan my eyes and say, I have happy tears. And he rolls his eyes. Oh, Mom. Oh, my goodness. Anjanette turns 51 on Christmas Eve. Nice. Hello, Affordably Crafty.
Hi, Kim. Hello.
Poor Kim.
You're so welcome.
Yeah, Kim came at the very end here. We're getting ready to close down. About an hour and a half is about all I can take. No, actually, I'm just getting hungry.
So Kim, just quickly tell us, what is your favorite movie that you like to watch over and over and over, if you have a movie like that? Because we were just asking them if they have a favorite movie that they would like to watch over and over. Kim, what's yours?
Yeah, Lori's favorite is or her most recent movie was Black Panther.
Oh yes,
I didn't see it. It looked really good.
But the guy who played the Black Panther died this year.
Did he not? Yeah, he just passed away.
Yes.
Cancer. Yeah, I want to say pancreatic, but I'm not sure. Lori will be 51 in 1 week on the 16th. Happy upcoming birthday, Lorna.
Oh, yes.
You built a fire pit outside today. We had a fire in our fire pit last night. And we lasted about an hour. It was pretty chilly out, even with the fire. Affordably Crafty says Clue. Clue was her movie. Maria Davidson says,
I don't know that movie.
Oh, Clue? Yeah. It's like the board game. Do you know the board game?
I know. Yes, I do.
Yeah. It's based on that. Yeah. So, yeah, Miss Scarlet and Mr. Green. And Maria Davidson's is Dirty Dancing. Lori, you and Coco share.
And Dirty Dancing was great.
Yeah. The place where Dirty Dancing takes place looks a lot like where I live. Emmy Phillips says, I love Say Anything.
No. You know, one of my favorite movies was, as a teenager, was Footloose. And there is a song out. What is that American guy that sings country that made a remake of the song? And I love that. He's an American country singer, and he has, the name of the song is Footloose, and he has this remake of it. I love his version of it. It's just fantastic.
I don't think I've heard it. I don't listen to a lot of country music, so
I know what he looks like, but the name escapes me now.
I'll have to look. I'm not sure.
It's beautiful.
And Jeanette and Lori are discovering they have a lot in common. That's good. That's what we're here for. Ursula and I discovered we had a lot in common, and look where we ended up.
Oh, yes. Oh.
Affordably Crafty Kim says, no, a stone pit from scratch. Yep. Nice. That'll be cozy. Emmy says she can watch it anytime it's on. Rachel says my favorite movie of all time is It's a Wonderful Life with Jimmy Stewart. My favorite. I love that one. I love that one. We like to go up to a place called Seneca Falls, where they have the bridge that is supposed to have inspired the movie and the story. So we go up there a lot. And well, not a lot, but we've gone up there a couple of times, and it's really nice up there. I like to go there. Okay, guys. Well, I think that we're going to end here. And I want to say thank you to Ursula for joining me today. It's been so nice to have a friend to chat with while I chat with all of you. You guys are all still chatting here. I'm just going to leave those up a little bit. But I do have someone who says it's nice? Blake Shelton. Blake Shelton did the remake of Footloose.
Yes. But you know what is nice for me is you're reading the comments, and I can actually talk to you. I don't have to be typing, and I can crochet, and it's fantastic.
Well, next time we'll have to do it at your channel so that you can read them and I can crochet.
Yes.
Oh, goodness. All right, guys. Well, everybody have a great week, and I'll see you on Monday. Well, that's tomorrow. I'll see you probably tomorrow for card chat and in the car. Yep. And we'll talk to you later. So thank you everybody for coming, and thank you to Ursula. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye.